welcome to Femme Fables. Megan here, and Rocky is with me.
I'm back again, as always.
He's being consistent now.
Get used to me being around. Listen, consistency is key, guys. Consistency is key. I'm back.
So, hold on, fixing our mics here. We're talking about something I've been wanting to talk about a long time. It's been on my list. I have a running list of podcast topics, and it's about jealousy. Being jealous in a relationship.
It's healthy. She doesn't believe me, but it's healthy.
We were just talking about this off camera, and he was like, he's like, some jealousy is healthy in a relationship. And I was like, is it though? Like, I think it depends. So
listen, if you don't have that element, I think that's like a missing element.
Okay.
Because if I'm with someone and I'm not like a little jealous every once in a while, then like what's my real connection to them?
What made you jealous in previous relationships?
So,
talking to another man?
No, not even that. Like I'm a little bit.
You're a weirdo. Not
100%, but like, like, hey, one time my ex told me, hey, so I haven't seen my friends in a while, and I want to go out on Friday, and I'm like, damn, you want to be in a whole relationship with me, but you're like missing your friends, and I get that because I think it's positive to have.
Were you
like
younger when this happened? No, because we talked about people having their own lives, and that's healthy.
No, you have to. You have to.
Yeah.
It was how she presented it.
Oh, okay.
So I think that how she presented it differently, and I'm not blaming her. I'm just saying
it's her fucking fault. That's what I heard.
It triggered me. I was like, damn, like you're getting tired of hanging out with me. So I think that's probably a little bit different. However, I think jealousy with the opposite sex is natural. It's a natural thing.
I listened to a couple of things before. I tried to listen to other stuff just to kind of get tips and things like that, because I always want this to be like a helpful, podcast, even though we talk a lot of shit.
We always want to help people. We talk shit, but guys, you got to realize that Megan and I have probably been through more shit than combined than 90 other people put together. So at the end of the day, we have a ton of topics. I think that we have probably a never-ending list of topics and things that we can discuss. So we may joke, but at the end of the day, this is actually to help people. And you may need this versus talking to a friend, because with us, we don't fucking know you, and we're just trying to tell you our experiences and kind of give you a little brief summary of how we kind of feel about things, because obviously she's Megan, I'm Rocky, we have differing opinions.
So I'll tell you, you probably know what the person I was jealous with in my relationship, because he went to our high school, and this was the first time I experienced jealousy in a relationship to this extent, to where, and I'm going to be blatantly honest, I'm always open on my podcast because I want other people to be open, and hopefully they hear something I say and they're like, oh shit, I've done that too, and it was good. I've never put my hands on someone until this man. I just straight up strike him.
I've been beat up a couple times, y'all.
I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, because I can't say the name, but I think it was in Michael's grade.
Yeah, there used to be a car dealership, Bennett Auto Sales.
What?
Bennett Auto Sales?
No.
Okay.
I don't think. Okay, we'll talk about off camera, because I can't say people's names. I'm not trying to get sued out in these streets. So.
Was he a ginger?
No. Oh, I know who you're talking about. No, not that. That was a different story. He had a girlfriend at the time.
I know exactly what you're talking about. If it's not that,
okay. Shitstorm. Anyway, so no, this was my mid-20s, and
I know exactly what you're talking about.
This man, we would be out, and he would turn his neck to look at another woman, like not even fucking try to hide it, like just blatant. Like he would see a woman jogging. He was a boob guy, boob guy. So he'd see a girl jogging with big boobs. He'd slow down the car so that he could watch her, and I was like, this motherfucker right here.
I know, that comes with age, and I think honestly, as time goes on, I think men care even less. But one thing I've remained respectful about is, I don't do the neck turn. I just kind of do
a little side eye. Yeah.
Just kind of do that.
Trust me, I've looked at men when I'm with somebody, and I'm not like bending my neck. I'm just like, oh hey, no.
Right.
So there was a girl that we all played kickball together, and there was a girl who liked to. And maybe she was just being friendly, and I totally get it. And this brings up another conversation. I was talking to another woman who says, whenever I talk to a man with another woman, I always address the woman first. Because that's a level of, I'm not trying to hit on your man, like, because there are people who are just super friendly and they like talking. And there's some women who don't respond great to that, and there's some women who don't give a shit what their husband does. Like, and I know both of them.
I was gonna say I know both sides.
So yeah, I know my friend's husband would be grinding up on a girl on the dance floor. She doesn't give a shit. She's like, you think that man's stupid enough to leave me? And I was like, I want her confidence, because a lot of it comes from self-esteem issues.
Some dude can't be grinding up on my girl, and I'm gonna be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna be like, we about to tear the club up, tear the club up. I'm like, seriously, no way, no hell no.
So I didn't like him speaking to this girl, and I went to the bathroom. We're at McDenton's, so fucking drinking. There's a bar in Tampa where people aren't. Yeah.
$10 sink or swim, all no top shelf, all Pope Pie vodka. Shout out Alex Harvey.
There he is talking to her, and I'm just like, well, I laid into him and I shoved him. We got in the biggest fight. Like, he walked home from McDenton's, like, which is probably a good like hour walk or whatever.
Yeah, that's.
But yeah, I'm also not one for snooping. I think if you need to go through somebody's phone,
you don't need to
there's
be
an
with
issue.
them. I tell people that all the time when people are like, oh, my girl's got the code. You know, my boys tell me, I'm like, listen, dude, that's a trap.
See, I know. I think you can, if you don't have anything to hide, they can go on your phone.
Let me explain something. When you're so confident to talk about it, I'm talking about my boys sitting here, swipe, delete everything. I don't delete shit. Like, that's probably my worst.
No, I delete things because I'm OCD. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. I have messages from a million years ago. Like, my dead cousin has messages in my phone. Like, I just don't get rid of it. So, I think that's when people are. I think there's two sides to that. Like, I think it's just we have an open and honest situation. Cool, you can go through my phone.
Yeah.
And whatever, right?
Like, if someone texts you, I'd be like, hey, who texted me?
Yeah, but I think the other side of that is when people are like bragging about it is because they know that they're like doing it only because the spouse says so they're beating the curve. My boys, before they get home,
they're deleting stuff. They're deleting the evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you go through my shit right now. You find some shit.
Did go through his phone, and we were out one night, and this girl who we're friends with, who played kickball with us, he sent her a message and said, "You look so hot tonight in your little outfit." And I was like, "We don't do that. Like, that's crossing a line."
Fire.
Yeah. So anyway, we were off and on for like a year and a half, I think, and then it just was not a healthy relationship. The last guy I dated, I was jealous because of his ex. He talked about his ex a lot, and he had a daughter with her, which I really want kids. So I think I was jealous that he had that like
dynamic
connection with her of having a daughter, and he loves his daughter so much that I was like, I wish I want to give that to him, and he has this with this person, and I have to hear about this girl all the time. And I told him once, because he was like, oh, I hate her, blah, 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 blah. And I said, love and hate are two very close feelings to one another. Remember we talked about with the exing?
Yeah.
Sometimes the person you bitch and hate the most is the one you love the most.
Is the one you love.
Because they hurt you the most.
I say that all the time. Me, anyone I know, the more you talk shit, that's the motherfucker you really love and like the most. Because there's always that one little thing you're like, that's the person.
And they were together 8 years, and that's the thing. It's like, just admit it. Be like, I really love this person. It didn't work out, and she may have done some dirty ass shit to me at the end, or vice versa, or whatever, and be done with it. But so because I had to hear about her all the time,
but there's two sides to the whole. Everyone gets so like caught up in Megan. I'm dating Megan, and Megan's talking about her ex, or I'm dating Rocky.
Depends on how they talk about it.
Right, but a lot of times it gets like kind of misconstrued, like kind of taken out of context. People are like, "Oh, he was talking about his ex," or she was talking. You gotta like look at what they're honing in on. Cause me, sometimes I may talk about an ex because I'm kind of like helping you out, like, right? Like, so this bitch beat me up because she went through my phone when she wasn't supposed to and broke it, right? Joaquin's boss, like. Right? So does that mean that that's okay? Like, the reason that person was reaching out to me wasn't the way that was taken or accepted. Like, it's not always how we perceive things. I feel like sometimes people me, may talk about an ex to give you a little help there to tell you, like, maybe if you come out and you throw my phone at me and punch me like Ronda Rousey, I'm probably not going to be around anymore.
But I mean it. So my issue was not. It was I'm a words of affirmation person. That's my love language. Don't roll your fucking eyes. Why are you rolling your fucking eyes?
Here we go again.
If you're listening on the podcast, he was rolled his eyes so hard he would pop down of his head.
People like, because everyone with the words of affirmation thing, actions speak louder than words.
But
I don't know how many times I gotta say that.
If that's not your love language, that doesn't matter.
I dated somebody one time who was like, "You don't tell me I'm pretty enough, so that's why I go on Snapchat and let these other guys tell me."
Okay, you just have a chip on your shoulder because he was on fucking Snapchat.
Well, that's why I don't like that shit.
Which I get. I'm not on Snapchat. I'm just saying, hey, I need you to tell me good things about me because
confidence. I know.
But it's 100% for me a self-esteem issue.
But it's also reassurance. And I
need that regardless if I'm jealous or not. That's just what I need. I need reassurance because y'all
hear that? Listen, anyone trying to date my wonderful friend here, just remember, just tell her she's pretty and full of fire, as
and
we all
tacos.
see, and feed her tacos, and
keep me
you
fed
shall be
so I don't get hangry and turn into like a little gremlin. Gets wet.
Oh, y'all get hangry.
I get hangry as fuck. Like you don't even want to. Like it's bad.
God forbid we get to brunch 30 minutes late. Like,
I don't know, but I need to be eating in an hour, so we got to make sure we get these episodes at now.
Y'all see, it's always the pressure.
So I was watching something before you came on that said reframe. Like if you're a jealous person because let's say you're with somebody who's very attractive and people talk to them all the time, reframe your mindset.
AKA
that like
me, just so y'all know.
Reframe your. So this is so difficult though. They said reframe your mindset to say, you know what, I'm really lucky to have somebody who people want to approach. I have never in my life that has not gone through
I'm
my
sorry,
head.
that's just not.
I wish it could.
That's not logical. And you know what the sad part is,
logical.
and I'm gonna admit this to you guys, is that's something I would say. I'd be like, girl, be glad you got someone that these girls want. But on the flip, if she told me that, I'd be like, no. So I think that in general is kind of like a
But I think that is helpful for people who, because here's what happens. People either think, I'm not good enough for them to stay. They're going to leave me for someone else. You start getting these.
It's not that serious because once you get old, once you're with people for years, look at older people. Look at people you know that have been with people for a long time. Mm-hmm. You could be at a wedding and your friend, she's been with her husband 12 years. Some lady trying to hit on her husband. She's not gonna be that upset. She's gonna laugh. Okay,
maybe not all of them.
If you want to tear the club up over that man's going home with you tonight. And that's what we all have to do as humans. Everyone, that's what I'm saying. Everyone as a human, I can't get down with the rest of the shit. I just told you that. Like, I may go crazy if someone's like, oh, be glad. But like,
friends, still, like, here's my thing. So I dated people who were very, very extroverted and people who were very introverted. And the extroverted people are the ones that can go to a party and just circle the room and talk to everybody. And I'm like, just check in on me. I don't care if you did, but like, touch me. Like I'm still here and I'm still a person. And then there's people it doesn't bother. So if you're one of those people it doesn't bother, I wish I were you.
But I'm like that too. I'm not gonna lie.
One of my best friends is like that.
In relationships, I've had to say that. Like, you got me sitting here. And I don't mean anything by this, but I literally told my ex one time when we went to San Antonio, I was like, you got me amongst these white folks, okay? And you just leave me here? Like, San Antonio was white, okay? Yeah. Versus my family is primarily from Dallas.
Yeah.
Right? So my cousin, I call him, God bless the dead, my boy, my Freddie, right? And Freddie goes, dude, you're in the whitest part of Texas right now. He's like, you want me to come down there? You know, mind you, he's light skinned. He's like, let me come down there and help you with some color. So at that time, I just felt alone. I'm like, these people don't know me. Like, not only that, like, they're not too friendly.
Yeah.
So I kind of get where people would feel like, hey, I was basically telling her, like what you said, hey, just pull up on me every hour, make sure I'm okay.
But introduce you to people, like that's just another level of just like, people lack social awareness in life. That's a lack of social awareness. I'm thinking about myself and I'm going around, but I'm not even considering you right now. And the fact that maybe you don't feel 100% comfortable, you don't know anybody. Have you been introduced? You know what I mean? Like,
and I tell people all the time, especially if you're a brother, man, and you got any kind of common sense or you're woke, you sitting there thinking like, these folks are judging me already. So at the end of the day, it's just that little bit of reassurance. But I mean, not everyone feels that way. They feel like, why do I need to hover over you? You're an adult. You should be able to
handle your own. Yeah, I think
there's two sides to that. I think like, 2 or 3 times you're engaged with the people, that may be a little different. But the first time, absolutely unacceptable.
I'd probably be more introverted. Like I talk to people at my table and stuff, but like I'm not getting up and going. I'm just not that type of personality in general. But like that's, I wouldn't expect anybody to just
be like, hey,
go in a room full of people they don't know and just be like, hey.
If you do, then you're better than me.
Oh, they're more extroverted. I dated a guy like that. He walked in my fan, same guy I was jealous with, and he was just like, hey, I'm here.
I'm an extrovert. I know a lot of people. Like, it's tough for me to go out and not, like, run into someone I know or anything. So, I mean, I was in the fucking airport one time, leaving San Antonio, and I look across from me, and someone we went to school with was right there with her sister. And, my ex was like, dang, everything. Yeah. So, I get that, but I'm also friendly. I'm like, hey, this is Megan, this is
right. So, that's the thing. If you sat, and which I've been in those situations where I've been dating somebody and they ran into somebody they know, didn't even introduce me.
That's for me. That's suspect because if I don't introduce you or I don't even like acknowledge the situation, something's not right. So, and that's happened to me before. Mm-hmm. Like a chick's been like, I see her, and then. Who's he? Oh, it's just my friend from. Listen, dudes, just a little sidetrack. Anytime they say, he's like my brother, my best friend, I've known him forever, he's friends with my big bro, all that shit, bro. No,
I disagree.
Don't believe the hype because
I disagree.
Listen, I can tell you some things about my personal life where I can tell you some things about my personal life where you can sit here and be like, oh, she said Rock's her big bro or her bestie and this.
Okay, so
bestie.
I'm about to flip the fucking script on you. Flip it. That's Miss Healing. Throw it down, flip it, and reverse it. Okay, so.
Is it worth it? Let me work.
So. I do a podcast with you, so somebody could be like, oh yeah, she does a podcast with him. He goes over to her house. I went to dinner with a friend, and it is just a guy friend. We dated years ago. It didn't work out, but we have a lot in common, and it's just like he was sat there at dinner and told me he listens to the podcast. And he was telling me about a girl he was talking to. I told him about, the things I'm dealing with. You know what I mean? It's not, he came back here, I read his tarot cards, because I have tarot cards, like.
Oh, Lord.
Nothing happened. But I was getting shit from people like, oh, he slept up. No, he's just a friend, because he is just a friend. But it's not somebody I hang out with every day. We see each other. We like going out to like fine dining, so we'll like both be like, hey, let's try this restaurant. You have that. You have people you meet up with, and
that's different. Like I've known you since you were a kid, bro. Come on, I know Bobby and Mike. Get real.
Different for you.
Get the fuck out of here.
I feel like you were jaded. I think you've been jaded because somebody told you that shit they lied.
Joaquin's boss.
Okay, stop talking.
I'll say whatever the fuck I want to say. Joaquin, that's right, bro. You're boss.
Okay, so now I understand why.
Still watching my Instagram stories, by the way.
Oh my god, you.
All over Bumble. By the way.
I get it because you've been jaded, but I don't think the messaging is like every girl that says that now.
I just said 98 out of 100.
Should you be mindful? Okay, let's talk about this too.
98% out of 100.
You said an ex texted you and your other ex got mad. To me though, okay, I have a question. The girl you were with at the time who got upset about the text message because she looked through your phone, was she already insecure about this ex? Did she know about this ex?
Yeah, I told her.
So in my mind, you should have been like, hey, so-and-so texted me, just letting you know, it's nothing.
I've been drinking all day. You think that was the first thing on my mind? Because I didn't expect to get Ronda Rousey. I didn't think I had to go out of my way.
Now it's Amber Heard. That's the big thing. That's what it is now. Wish. is very interesting because I think that whole situation of like men actually getting abused and stuff like that is not talked about a lot, and a lot of people don't believe men.
They just talk about OJ all the time, right?
So, anyways, we digress. But no, nobody deserves that.
No. I'm not saying that I was right either because okay, so like I've said before in the past, we're just gonna get past this shit. Like, oh, the cookie text every Christmas. Okay, so I could get that's why she got a little upset. But the Ronda Rousey, come on.
Well, no, you can't. That's unacceptable behavior.
I'm a man with
unacceptable behavior, and I have been guilty. Like I shoved that 27 years old. Like I should have been able to control myself.
We're talking December of 2020.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, no, my last relationship, like 2 years ago, the one I was jealous of the ex. That's the last guy.
You shoved them?
No.
Oh,
no,
okay,
I never.
okay.
I got upset one night. Not in the. I think I like tossed my phone and threw it down because I was pissed. Like, but not. But again, not. I think you also need to. I only can speak personally for myself because one, I know words of affirmation by love language. I have an anxious attachment style in dating. Stop rolling your eyes. I'm gonna punch you in the face. And then I'm gonna Ronda Rousey your ass. I don't know. I'll make sure it's cut out so nobody has evidence of this happening.
The next white girl that beat me up, I'm getting paid. I can tell you that much.
Where was I going with this?
Morgan and Morgan.
I need to learn to regulate my emotions better when, like it's self-talk, like, okay. And it's all about approaching your partner with a conversation, though, rationally.
I just told you this off camera.
Yes, you did.
Okay, because this is what you don't want to admit, and you didn't admit it off camera, so no, you're not admitting. We as human beings, we want instant gratification.
Yeah,
we
that's
are
the world
all
we live in.
like most of the people that have said anything to me about this are all like 35 and over. Most of you motherfuckers are 40 plus, okay, that have talked to me about this. So everyone's at that thing where your time clock is a little ticking. Like you're getting to an age where you want one wedding date, you want one date in general, you want monogamy, you want honesty, you want the trust there, you want the best friend built in, all that great stuff.
That's great stuff.
Okay, but everyone wants instant gratification. That shit takes
right
time.
Yeah.
Anything that's good takes time. It takes time. You have to build up to that shit.
I agree.
And the number one problem that we face now in this generation is nobody stays loyal. And I don't mean that like, oh, someone cheats. Like, the reason that the old folks have been married for 30, 40, 20, 50, 60, a million fucking years is because they stood in the paint no matter what happened.
Yeah.
We as this generation of Tinder, Bender, Match.com, Bumble, Fumble, Plenty of Fish and Plenty of Dick and Plenty of Hinge and all this bullshit. Everyone's like, they don't have the reality that's there. They're not like, I'm going to stand in the paint and I'm going to fight with this person, do everything no matter what. Everyone's like, I got options. Except guys, especially guys, because we got
guys are
all the options.
Guys are
we're like, oh, she snored too loud last night. Well, going on Hinge tonight.
Yes.
So there's no loyalty anymore. There's no old school values anymore. No one's like, hey, I want to fucking grow old with this person. They're like, hey, I just want to turn 25 with this person and then turn 30 with this person and then turn 35 with that person. No one stands in the paint.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I think I've ranted about it many episodes about people just have too many options, and when the going gets tough or one minor thing happens, well, let me pick up my phone because I got 100
Chris Brown
more
said
people.
it. The grass ain't greener on the other side.
No,
go back and listen to that song. Great. He breaks it down perfectly. But at the end of the day, like, that's what it is. We're having these fucking problems because you couldn't stay with so-and-so, I couldn't stay with so-and-so, she couldn't stay with...
I wrote a poem once that said, you thought the grass was greener, how's it looking now? I bet that shit's brown.
Right. That shit is burnt. Like, literally, it's dirt, you know?
Yeah.
So, it's, you know, the jealousy thing is very healthy, I feel like, because I feel like, to me, I don't care what anyone says, it's part of dating, and that's love. Okay. Like, if I still don't get a little upset that this guy, like, the work husband thing, I'm so fucking tired of the work husband thing, all right? You ain't no work shit, all right?
He was married to a woman. I met her.
Yeah.
Very lovely.
Yeah, I had a work
We
wife
joke,
back
like,
in the day.
he was my work husband in the sense that, like, when I was mad, I would just yell at him about shit because he would take it. Not like, this is my work husband and we go out for margaritas every
what I'm just saying,
Taco Tuesday together. But he and I would go out and have drinks and do trivia and stuff.
You would be surprised. There's a ton of people that legit have the work husband thing. So
I have gone out with my coworkers who are married, but their wives know me.
I don't care.
I
don't care if their mama knows you. I don't care if their mama knows you. Okay, I better get a check-in or something.
Okay, so I think there is a certain way, like you may get a little hinge of jealousy here and there. When it's a problem is when it's affecting your relationship,
and
you're making yourself sick because you're jealous and you're snooping or looking through shit or you know what I miss?
I don't go through phones. I can tell you that right now. I probably have missed out on you hoes cheating. Shout out to every one of you. Okay, women. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Hoes. I probably missed out on cheating, lies, scandals, all kind of shit. Like the person we were just talking about, that's how they got together and got married. Like, because I was so green to it, I don't go through her phone, nothing. They've been
really.
Yeah, back in the day.
You know what I miss?
It's all good though.
I miss when Instagram would show you what people liked, because you could catch so much shit.
Oh no!
Remember in the feed? No, they took that away years ago. You could see like Rocky liked this girl's photo and be like, "Who's this bitch?"
Oh, that shit. Oh, okay, yeah.
I caught a lot of things. I wish they bring Instagram. Bring that shit back.
Yeah, I never really. That's the thing. I'm green. Like when it comes, I'm not green to a lot of shit. Don't get me wrong. I'm green to like people will be like, "Oh, I was checking my girls this and I don't have time for checking that."
And you shouldn't have. I think that is a level of unhealthiness, because if you are questioning, then you need to sit down with your partner and say, hey, I'm kind of feeling that maybe something's off. If you're unhappy in the relationship, let's talk about it or what have you. But if you've also been, here's what happens. People get cheated on, stay with their partner, and it's just a continuous level of trust that's broken. And if you don't build it back, you're going to just live in that world. And why are you with somebody you can't trust?
That is the
that shit will ruin you.
But that's the thing is like the other side of that is the instant gratification thing. You fucking know this motherfucker cheated.
Yeah.
You choose to stay.
Yeah.
But you expecting the motherfucker you met first now.
Yeah.
No, bitch, he giving some other pussy.
Yeah.
How can that happen? You guys gotta get back. Like we all have to get back to let's balance this out. Let's set goals. I said this before.
We did.
In
We
our
talked
last
about the
episode.
90-day challenge.
90 days. 90 fucking days. That's it. Start there. Otherwise than that, we're always going to be you're going to be like, today, okay, all is well. Tomorrow, I think he's cheating and I think he's talking to her and I think he's doing this. And the mind is fucking fucked. Because if the problem is now we're in a culture where people work from home, like me, I don't work from home, but I have so much time in my car driving that I have nothing but time to think. If you're sitting at home, before you used to have 20, 30 minutes driving to your office, listening to a morning show, a podcast, whatever, right? Now you're at home. Femme Fables, don't forget about that shit. And we're coming with the rated M and R.
Yeah.
All right? So we had things were different. And honestly, I think it's gotten worse progressively in the last 2 years. Just because now everything's so lazy. Fucking Oprah sat at home for 322 days during the pandemic. Oprah! If Oprah Winfrey...
money in a big house, she didn't need to go nowhere.
You're right, though. She probably had the male strippers flowing in. Like,
oh, it's like she getting hers.
Yeah, so it's just... I feel like things have changed so much.
Yeah, it's just
so much. People have nothing but time on their hands. Hey, I just got off a Zoom meeting. Now I got 3 hours before a meeting, and I already finished the spreadsheet. So now I'm gonna go surf Megan's fucking Instagram, Snapchat, this, that. I don't have time for that shit. Like you.
I've definitely gone down the fucking rabbit hole.
Listen, the truth is, you could be cheating on me. I wouldn't know shit because I'm not gonna look at your Instagram, your Snapchat, your this, your. I don't have time for that shit.
No, that's good.
You might see no likes from me. You be like, damn, do you like me?
You don't like nothing.
Yeah.
No, I definitely gone down the rabbit hole because of broken trust and again, why are you with somebody you can't trust? Because that, like I said, it will ruin you. It will consume you every day.
It depends. Some people can. I think
some people can blindly trust again.
I think that's a real test of love, though, right? Because
or stupidity.
Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Okay. But no, seriously, you're right. I mean, it's two sides of that, though. You never know. And I'm not saying it's okay, but
Cheating's not okay.
What? I'm not saying it's okay. What I'm saying is you don't know how that person feels. So, like, maybe they feel like, regardless, they can, mend fences. And I've seen plenty of people overcome it. It just takes time. This is all I want y'all to do. Take time. Don't think that fucking right now you and Johnny are gonna be good again, or you and Sally are gonna. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Give that shit some time, but most of all, put in work. Yeah. Everyone wants what they want, but they're not willing to do the work.
Yeah.
Oh,
100%.
Well, because he fucked up, he needs to do the work. Nah. Because in his mind, he's already thinking that. So when you put in work, he's like, oh, damn, I fucked up, but she's putting in work. This makes it then easier.
But don't you think if somebody, whether male or female, if somebody was the one who broke the trust, don't you think they should be the ones to, not both sides need to do work, but don't you think one should be like, I'm the one who fucked up, I need to make this right?
Yeah, initially, but in order for it to work, it's not going to always work with you want him to sit at home all day and do nothing.
Oh yeah, no.
So you got to think about you like that. Initially, I believe in that wholeheartedly as a man. Like I'm crazy. I'll send you flowers, fucking edible arrangements, whatever.
Yeah.
Tony always jokes like, edible arrangement is what we call it, right? But like, there comes a time where like, no matter what dirt I did, like. You gotta respect me for my effort.
100%. Like that shit. If you're putting forth effort, but people don't put effort always. Some people don't always put forth the effort. That's what I'm saying. They want forgiveness. They want all this, but it's like, all right, take me to dinner.
Okay, so you know how I feel about that shit. Like there's no secret. Okay, that should be easy.
Should be.
It should
so what
be
if
easy.
they don't? Then they don't mean what they say because actions speak louder than words.
So you're trying to call me out on your little words of affirmation. God forbid. So you told me he could tell you that, he's going to take you to dinner, but, the actions don't mean anything. Actions speak louder than words.
Yeah.
So I think, again, we give him some time. We're on a 90-day, like I said.
We're a 90-day fiance.
Like, I'm going to come out with 90-day do what Rock says. That's it.
You should do a 90-day relationship triage with people.
Yeah.
All right. What do you got to say? We're going to wrap it up.
All I can say is if you don't have a little bit of jealousy in your relationship, and if you're not always dating, there's bigger issues. And if your wife or husband is reaching out to their ex, no matter the circumstances, you should be jealous.
I think you should question. Not everybody's jealous. I'd be like, why are you reaching out to your ex? Some people have kids. They have to talk to their exes. Like, that's a different scenario. But I think, so I'm going to leave it with, if you have been jealous in relationships, I'd love to hear from you. Comment on this video or email us at femfables@gmail.com.
And make sure y'all keep writing those books in the comments. I love it.
Yes, we get a lot of good comments and information in our comments. So I appreciate people being vulnerable and sharing. I definitely was vulnerable in the jealousy I've experienced because it wasn't healthy for me. And a lot of it, in the last relationship, I started going to counseling for it, like to figure out like, what is it within me that I am getting so upset about it? Like that I almost get like anxiety inside of me thinking, is he gonna leave me? Is he talking to somebody else? Is he more interested in somebody else?
I've been there, and I told my ex that. I told her I was like, I have anxiety every day that you don't want to be with me. You're talking to someone else, et cetera, and she would look at me like I was crazy. I was like, okay, I guess. So at the end of the day, a little bit of jealousy is healthy, but anything that obviously. Too much of anything
is impacting you or the relationship or the other person is not good.
Yeah.
Because nobody wants to be questioned. If nobody's given you a reason to question them. I was watching a video and this girl was like, I was in a bad relationship before, got into my new relationship. I questioned everything. Where he was going, who he was with.
Because you bring baggage.
Right,
and people don't believe in baggage. They're like, oh, I'm not bringing things into... Yeah, you are.
100%. She admitted it. She was like, I brought that into that relationship, and she's like, we have a great relationship now, but we had to work through it, but it almost ruined it. Like, he was almost like, fuck this. Like,
I mean,
I'm not giving you any reason to
most people
question me. Yeah. So, all right. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. This was a good debate between us, because I think we're on a little different sides a little bit.
Big time.
Yeah, on this one. So, thank you guys for watching. If
Make
you're
sure
watching
you guys
on YouTube,
subscribe.
like,
Keep subscribing.
subscribe.
Keep hooking my girl up. Let's go.
Comment, and if you're listening on the podcast platform, thank you so much, and we will talk to you guys and see you on the next one.
Later.
Bye.